Before we get started with our knockout stages of our community roulette tournament, you might remember that I mentioned there's going to be a $500 prize for a strategy that I feel should be in the top eight or had massive potential to be in the top eight, but was on the unlucky side. Now, I can't decide which one that is. There's a lot of strategies that did get unlucky, so I picked two, and we're going to play them off against each other, and the winner of that will get the $500 prize. We're only going to do 20 spins, so we're going to pretend that they're in the knockout stages. They can't win the grand prize of $1,000, and they can't win the ultimate prize of being declared the champion of the tournament, but they can win $500. So I'm going to choose Magic Raven's Gup and Hoddle 42's Apples and Bananas. I feel like both of them were doing really well, and then it just collapsed, especially Magic Raven's Gup. If you ever look at the stats there, they were so one-sided to extra losses that it shouldn't have been. I feel like that one got very unlucky, and then Apples and Bananas I really enjoyed, and then the last spin, it didn't make it into top eight. That last spin not getting into top eight has happened to a lot of strategies, so there were a lot of people that could have been involved in this, but I could only pick two. I mean, I should have only picked one, but I picked two just for a bit of fun. Let's get this open. We will start with Magic Raven's Gup. Okay, I'll remind you how these work. So we're going to do 20 spins. The winner will receive $500. $10, 1 to 18. No, sorry, $20, 1 to 18. And $2 on these three splits to start with. So on 1 to 3, 4 to 6. Did I say splits? I meant streets. 3 streets, 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. And obviously that's $20 on 1 to 18. So any number 1 to 18 is a winner. Ideally, we want it from 1 to 9. That's the current setup. I'll remind you of the progression as we go through this. So we go off to a losing start. We are going to repeat the bet, add $10 to the 1 to 18, and then we're going to add the additional splits. So we've got another. Why do I keep on saying splits? The additional streets. So we were on just these streets, and now we've added 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18. So now all of our 1 to 18 numbers are going to pay the same. Can't have too many losers, especially because we've only got 20 spins. Last time this had a ratio of, I think it was 22 losers and 11 winners. But it's a 50-50 chance as if you win or not, so you can see how unlucky that strategy got. We're off to a great start. We're going to repeat the bet. Add $10 to the 1 to 18, and I'm going to add now splits. When I say split, I actually mean a split to these three splits. Oops. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 that are our jackpot numbers. Now, we are not going to reduce these bets until we get into session profit, unless we get close. So I might jump in, but trying not to. Hopefully in 20 spins, I don't need to. We're still losing. I think this is how it started last time. We got off to a terrible start. So we repeat the bet. We add $10 to 1 to 18, and we go 11, 14, and 17. I'm just having a look out of curiosity. If we were to play apples and bananas, so stay around for apples and bananas, how would we be doing? A quick reminder, the apples and bananas, it's the middle dozen that are losers. So there's a middle dozen. There's a middle dozen. So we'd have only lost. When did I come in? I think I came in spin 34 actually. So that would have been our first loss. Maybe this is just a system that is bound to get super unlucky. Repeat the bet. $10 on 1 to 18. Now we're adding these splits. 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. So now our jackpot numbers, our absolute jackpot numbers, are the 2, 5, and 8. If we do winning one, we've had 4 spins, lost all of them. We have 18 numbers covered, 19 losers. So we're basically a 50-50 chance of winning, but we've not won a single one yet. Okay, we've got one. So that was a $90 bet, and it returned 180. We're just repeating the bet. until we get into session profit, which is quite scary. That could be the change that's needed for this strategy. How much money did we win then? We won $90. So that was one of our lower wins. Oh, no, it wasn't. 12, 15, and 18 are our lowest wins. We're going to need to do it again, twice. I'm not going to change anything just yet. Okay, we're $20 down. We repeat the bet. So this is what I mean about the change, potentially stepping in. I'm not going to do it right now because we're not in too much trouble, but we have $90 on the table and we're $20 down. So it could be an idea to, if anything, maybe reduce that 1 to 18 bet. Maybe bring that down to like $40, something along those lines. You guys are going to have to let me know. And also let me know which one you think deserves the unlucky reward. Oh, we lost that. So now I'm going to follow the progression. On a loser, we repeat the bet. We add 10, and we're going to fill in these splits now. So we have $106 on the table. If we win this, we might be in session profit, or we might be just a bit short. Any number 1 to 18, and we'll find out. Okay, number 1 did it. Nope, $16 short. What should I do here? Repeat the bet. I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to jump in and take that down to 60. Okay, I've just reduced it by $10. I could obviously reduce it by far more than that. Probably smart to reduce it by far more, but I don't want to reduce it by too much because it's going to have a chance against apples and bananas. Hopefully this is 1 to 18 and we're going to be in the money. Why does that 29 keep popping up when we don't want it to? Right. So we follow the progression around, I believe. So we add 10 and we go 2, 2, and 2. We're on that $112 bet. It should be 122, but I made an executive decision to jump in. And we're at those ridiculous stats again. 3 wins, 6 losses. I mean, it's not a big sample size. We've only played nine hands or 9 spins, excuse me, but I'd like to just win and lose the same amount. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. We're $24 down. I'm going to do the same thing. Repeat, and I'm going to reduce this back down to 60 because I don't think it needs to be 70. It basically gives us another progression, doesn't it? Let's have a look at these stats. So we were $16 down. We lost. Now we're $24 down. No, we lost and then we won again. We haven't been in the red a single time yet. We're halfway through the spins. It's only got 20 spins. Come on. Just let me reset. I don't want $102 on the table. Yay. Okay, we're going to be in the money now. We're $54 up. We're going to reset. 20. 2, 2, and 2. So me stepping in, if you think about it, has made no difference, or has it? Has it made a difference? I think it's made no difference to the total score that it would have had because I took $10 off and we lost, so I saved it $10, and I took $10 off and we won, so I cost it $10. So I think in my head that we're even. Okay, that's a $20 bet. Oh, sorry, a $26 bet returns $40. Repeat the bet. We're finally at fair wins and losses ratio, and we're $68 down, which is nice, isn't it? If you're playing basically even chance bets. We've got 18 winners, 19 losers. We win and lose the same amount. We're still $68 in profit. That is the sign of a pretty good strategy. So stay with me. We'll do 12 spins. Sorry, we'll do 20 spins and then I'll jump in and do the apples and bananas. Repeat the bet. I don't really know what a good score is going to be in 20 numbers, in 20 spins. I think to win the tournament, well, if anyone remembers the previous tournament, we had, it was from the guys from Clever Bets, and they basically broke even, but the other strategy lost. So I guess it depends who you go up against. But I would like to see each strategy win about $100, maybe $150 in 20 spins. Because these are supposed to be our best strategies, aren't they? Okay, that's a good one. That's one of our best ones. Let's repeat the bet. So, big shout out to guys in the community, in the Discord community will know him, Vamps the Vampire. He is working on something. I'm glad he's doing it because it looks like a lot of hard work and a lot of data. I don't think I'd be able to, I would be able to do it, but it would take me a year to do it. He is basically going to give us information on which strategy overall would have performed the best out of the 37 sessions that we had. So I'll probably give a prize to that strategy as well. That's less dependent on luck, isn't it? We've got that one. Repeat the bet. So the idea there is every strategy gets run against every session that we had. So you've got 37 strategies, all playing 37 different sessions, and then he's going to give me the average. I think that's what he's going to try and do. Like I said, it's going to be hard to do that. It's going to be very time consuming. So give Vamps a shout out in the comment section if you want to see that. I'm sure you do, because it'd be very, very interesting. Because a lot of the complaints that we have about this tournament, and they are understandable, but put yourself in my shoes, is that it's just one session and you can't really tell how good or bad a strategy is from one session. I would say that you can have an idea. Like if you got unlucky and lost money, you can still say, I think that was okay, but just wasn't its day. And then obviously some strategies you can just say, well, this never had a chance. Okay, we've lost that. So repeat the bet, add 10, and add 2 each here. So now we're on a $42 bet. We have 3 spins left, and we're $122 up. Only 3 spins, so they're going to make a big difference. Not that time. Repeat the bet, add 10, and then our splits. So if he can hit, oops, yeah, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, this number is going to fly and it's going to be quite difficult for apples and bananas to catch. 2 spins left. This could still end in the negative. It managed to get out of the negative. We were $200 down at one point and it pulled it back quite nicely. Okay, 10 works. We're not back at session profit. So I just repeat the bet. This is our last spin. Okay. We're only doing 20. We're on 19. So the minimum that this can finish in is $68 profit. Obviously, if it hits a nice one here, could be a big score. If it hits a nice one, it could be like close to $200, which will be very hard to catch. 10 works. 10's a winner. So what did this finish on? 172 in 20 spins. That is a good score. I did think that this had potential. I'm glad it sort of proved my point, because obviously if we tried it again and it lost again, then you'd have said, Greg, why have you picked this one for the special reward? I knew that this one could do well. Fortunately, I mean, we actually got lucky this time with our stats. We were on the other side last time. Let's go straight into apples and bananas. So let me reset our stats. I wrote it down, 172. Apples and bananas. Need a bit of luck with this, but I found it very interesting. I might have to go and remind myself how it works. Now, I think I know how it works. It's $30, $30, and 5 and 5. This is the one that doesn't have a negative progression. So if you lose, you start back at 35, 35. I hope I've got that right. I'm sure that's what it is. I'll explain how this system works in a minute. Yes, I think we treat them as bullets. So we're just going to repeat that bet. On a loser, you do nothing. On a loser, you just reset to your 35, 35. Let me just zoom into the board to show you what that looks like. So $30 first dozen, $30 last dozen, $5 on the 7-12 six line, $5 on the 25-30 six line. So we've got apples and bananas. Our apples are the numbers that only win on the dozens, and our bananas. So that's an apple because 4 is only in the winning dozen, not in the winning six line. So what we do on an apple is repeat the bet and add 5 to everything. You only cash in when you hit a banana. And our bananas are 7 to 12 and 25 to 30. So we've got 12 of those. Now what happens is every time you win an apple, well, not every time, excuse me, we add $5 to every bet. You only do it twice. Okay? You will see. Hopefully we just hit a banana, we can cash in. That's an apple. So that returned 105. We're putting everything and more on the table. You ready? Repeat. 5, 5, 5, 5. So we've actually put everything back on the table plus another $5. Now we're in collection mode. Okay? If we hit an apple, we just collect the profit. If we hit a banana, fantastic. We made a lot of profit and we reset. If we hit the middle dozen or 0, we're going to reset to 35, 35 for a total bet of $70. So ideally, want to be hitting a banana now. This is our biggest bet as a banana. We still made a bit of money. Not a lot. It returned $120. Remember, it's a $110 bet. So with $110 on the table, we only made $10 profit there. Now, it's much better than the alternative of losing $110. Like, we have 13 losing numbers here. My balance completely threw me off then. I was like, why have I got $1,037 in the balance? But we're just going to pay attention to the stats, okay? We're just going to collect $10 profit. Repeat the bet. So it's interesting, isn't it? We do have 24 winning numbers. So anything in the first dozen, anything in the last dozen is a winner. But there is a massive, massive difference between 7, 12 and 1 to 6. In fact, I think it's $100 profit of a banana and $10 profit of an apple at this level. So we need to hit a banana before we hit a whack. We're just collecting for the minute. We're just collecting on those apples. Repeat the bet. But unfortunately, when we do hit a whack, or if we hit a whack before our banana, look how much money we got on the table. So our stats are going to shoot straight down. I do think that that's a good rule from Hodl 42 is only do the positive progression twice. So we're not going 5, 5, 5, 5 every time we win. At least we can collect a little bit of profit. Something on my lip. And we've been whacked. So we couldn't hit that banana. Right, we're going to reset. Yeah, getting whacked twice before hitting a banana is not good. I'm sure this has not got a positive progression. Certain of it. Not got a negative progression. Okay, now we hit a banana, which is a nice amount of profit. $120 returned. It was only a $70 bet, so that's a $50 profit. Would have absolutely loved that, the spin earlier. When you hit a banana, no positive progression. Just rebet. So there's 3 outcomes, just to summarise. I know a lot of you guys have seen this one before, but 3 outcomes. Hit an apple, progress. Hit a banana, collect and reset. Hit a whack, just reset. We repeat and add 5, 5, 5, 5. So as things stand, these stats make this strategy look terrible because you'd go, well, you've won 7 and lost 2, but you're $45 down. That's the exact opposite of what happened with the GUP system. Yes, but our winners have not been our best winners. That's the problem. Not going to do well like that, are we? Let's try again. 30 and 5. $70 bet. So we're 10 spins in. We're halfway through the spins and we're $135 down. If you're looking at this balance, don't forget, some of those winnings are from the Magic Raven strategy. Okay, there's an apple. I think we're at that point now where we need to hit an apple first before hitting a banana. So it goes $70 bet, $90 bet, $110 bet, and you never go past there. Then you just either are collecting or waiting to reset. Hopefully, you reset after hitting a big banana. Otherwise, you reset after hitting a loss. In the qualifying rounds, this did really well. And then right at the end, it just lost. Come on, let's hit a banana now. Oh, come on. Well, looks like for the time being, this definitely does not deserve the award. I still like it. Oops, they need to be 30-30, don't they? Yeah, Hodl 42. If you can't hit a banana after an apple, you've got no chance. And I think you know that. I still think that this is an exciting way to play. Does it not have a positive? Does it not have a negative progression? I'm really doubting myself now that this doesn't have something where if you like lose a couple in a row, you increase your bets. I'm gonna have to go watch my own video later. Oh, another loser. Look at that graph. Just repeat the bet. On a loser, just repeat the bet. So we have only hit 1 banana and it was at base bet. It was at our lowest $70 bet. Magic Raven, I think you are going to receive this $500 profit, this $500 reward for GUP, $172 in 200 spins. I bet there's not a lot of knockout strategies that will beat that score. Yeah, we hit a banana. At least we hit one. It would be nice to hit one after an apple, but we'll take any win at the moment. 6 spins left. So we need to go apple, apple, banana, apple, apple, banana, apple, apple, banana. We'll do okay. That's asking for quite a lot. Even if I have messed up this and it does have a negative progression, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think Hoddle 42 will mind too much because at least he had a second chance of winning some money. And I wonder if the negative progression would have even helped. I'm saying this. I don't know if there's a negative progression. I'm kicking myself for not double checking because it's supposed to be an easy strategy. I'm like 70% sure that it's just reset to 35, resets that $70 bet after a whack. I'm almost certain. No, I'm not almost certain of it. Like I said, I'm 70% sure. Right, now it's time to hit a banana. Come on. Oh no, it was in 29. I mean, it literally has not happened a single time where we've progressed our bets with those apples and then hit a banana. Not a single time has that happened. Those bananas that we've hit have just come on its own at base level. Now it's just taking a mick. This is going to be like the worst score ever. And here's me at the start of the video saying, I think these two strategies have potential. And it's going to say, do you know what, Greg? I'm going to prove you completely wrong. Well, Gup fortunately did well, but this apples and bananas, despite doing reasonably well last time, has just been horrific. Again, it's nice to hit a banana, but it's at the wrong time. So it's actually impossible for this to finish in the green now. We have 2 spins. Yeah, we have 2 spins left, and we're $315 down. Even if this hits banana and banana, we are not going to make. That'll be $50 profit. $50 profit. We'll still be over $200 down. So it wasn't its day today. Let's see what it can finish on. That's typical. I am not surprised. Repeat. So here's the extra level of how unlucky this has just got. We're a lot of money down. We've only had 11 wins, 8 losses. Remember, we've got 2/3 of the board covered. So we should be winning twice as many as we lose. And then obviously within that, we want to be hitting bananas. And within that, we want to be hitting bananas at the right time. But just every single stat has not worked out for it this time. We finished on a banana, which is nice. But still, disastrous score. Hoddle 42. I still like this strategy just for entertainment and excitement purposes. But as you can see, and as with all roulette strategies, none of them are guaranteed to win all of the time. We've $335 down that time. $172 made by Gup by Magic Raven leaves us $837 down in this session. Not a complete disaster, but would have liked for them both to have made money. Magic Raven, you will receive your profits. Guys, let me know what you think was the most unlucky strategy. Now, there's a banana right at the end when we've not got the money on the table. What do you think should have been in this? Make sure you subscribe for the knockout stages, and I'll see you in the next video.